Welcome back to Alyssa's Movie Takes. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I do movie and TV reviews and think pieces from a Christian perspective. I love to do stuff with The Chosen, and now we're just about to jump into season 4, releasing in theaters February 1st, and they're going to be doing it 3 times in February. So we get episodes 1 through 3, and then 2 weeks later, we get episodes 4 through 6. And then finally, to end it all, we get 7 and 8. This is the first time they were releasing the entire season in theaters. And it goes in their theme of doing something big, bold, and better. So let me just explain to you how I do movie reviews. And if you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment about what you're excited about with season 4 in the comments below, and also share with a friend. So thanks so much. So this is how I do my movie reviews. The first way I look at something is, what is just fun? What is just like a walk in the sand, beach time? What is just the actors having fun, the filmmakers having fun, just good old pure entertainment? Second thing I look at is, what's quicksand in this piece? And quicksand can be something that's, just morally wrong, or a hook or a trap that might start us to get to think in ways that are not healthy for us or not beneficial at all. And it could just be, this is lousy filmmaking. And the final thing is, what's solid rock? Now, these are the principles that we could build our life on, kind of pull out those things that are really good for us to learn or to take away. Movies and TV have an amazing ability to bring us into something new and help us rethink our lives because we see ourselves in their shoes. So I'm looking for sand, quicksand, and solid rock. So what about these 3 things do I find in season 4 of The Chosen? Well, let's start off with our sand. So I mentioned big, bold move to do this in theaters. And I'm coming out of this watching these 3 episodes, and I'm a little bit upset because of how bold and big they're going. I'm not quite sure if their audience is ready for this, but I admire them for taking a shot. It's also so much fun to watch this entire cast have fun on social media, to have fun while they're filming, and it comes across on scene. Even as the storyline is getting more and more intense, the actors are just raising the bar with what performances they're giving us. And so is the crew. Each season, the budget has increased, and that comes across in technical ability, some of the shots that we're getting. And I just had a fun time with this, especially my favorite of this set of 3 was probably episode 1, just because I loved the way that they wove the story together. But let's keep going and talk about what is solid rock. So as I said, this is the best storytelling since season 1. I loved the way that in season 1, they wove all the stories that were coming together at once, that you got to meet Simon, you got to meet Matthew, you got to meet Nicodemus, and then they kind of came all together, especially in season 6, these separate storylines were braided together. And I loved that they took one character who we haven't seen in a while, and they put his backstory, which we do know in the Bible, with his end story, his beginning and his ending together perfectly. And I thought the characters that they chose to, and the actors that they chose to play the characters that we are getting to meet, like Herod, we're getting to meet, and some other characters now, were well chosen. And I loved the way that they did this storytelling to make it intense, to raise the stakes, and to make you feel every bit of what you want to feel when you see this character go through what he has to go through. And then in episode 2, we get this fascinating look at needing mercy and then also giving mercy. 2 characters who have been kind of at odds, both recognize, one of them recognizes his need for mercy, and the other recognizes his need to give mercy. And both of these arcs for these characters, these journeys that they have to go on with Jesus helping them, I think really is that solid rock that you could go back to this and be like, yeah, this character had to go through this to learn to need to give mercy. And this character had to go through this other thing to learn to receive mercy. And it might help you remember certain really powerful, profound truths about forgiveness. And then just, as I said, these bold moves that are hard to take in at first, and you're not sure where it's going. And now we have to wait 2 weeks to see what they're going to do next, because things are just so intense and we're just out of the blue a little bit unexpectedly, that we can trust the chosen to bring us where they need to bring us. That's another solid thing about this. And they are honoring the life of Christ. They're honoring the lives of the disciples, and they're trying to bring us along with them. And I think they do a spectacular job. So what's our quicksand? Is there anything? Well, the only question I have would be, is what they did in this episode, and don't spoil it in the comments, too far? You can just write, yes, it's too far, or no, I trust them with this outcome, even though I was not expecting this. You'll see everybody will have strong reactions coming out of this theater because of how they end this set of 3 episodes. Truly good TV, good cliffhanger, but my heart hurts. So we'll see how it gets pulled off. I don't really think it's quicksand, but it is a question. Are they able to go too far? Are they alienating their audience? Only time will tell. And the Facebook comments that will pop up over the next few days as people go and see it in theaters. So those are my 3 categories. This is indeed the most intense Chosen season yet. And we are getting closer and closer to those climactic events of Jesus' life. So I would say overall, this is solid rock on top. Then we have our fun and just a little bit of quicksand, potentially depending on the audience reaction. But I do encourage you, go see this in theaters. It's well made. I had a good time. I had a lot of tears, and I'm upset, but upset in the way that I know that they want me to be upset right now. Do I want to throw my book at the wall and not come back to it for a couple weeks? I'm not really sure. But the good news is for them, they are giving me 2 weeks to kind of throw the book at the wall and then come back and see what happens next. So that's my take on season 4 of The Chosen, episodes 1 through 3. Let me know what you think about the show so far in the comments below, and I look forward to talking with you soon.